Well, I am in Kelso, Nebraska. I'm dragging Bessie behind me. There's a car. And this is the boat ramp. If it wasn't for this boat ramp, I wouldn't be here. So I had a lot of questions about this lake. On Google Maps, it kind of shows a cut into the lake like this. But I've seen those before and it's usually not working out in my favor. Well, this one did. I'm able to get in. So, yeah, wow, okay. So this is Farwell South Reservoir. I'm in Kelso, Nebraska. This thing is 40 acres. Kind of an odd place for a lake. It's your typical Nebraska cornfield, rolling hills lake on gravel roads. Took me a while to get here. There's a couple of guys up there mowing. Maybe that's a campground up there? Not sure. But this parking area is huge. Look how big this is. Just a big flat piece of land. You just kind of park wherever you want. Looks like somebody made a makeshift fire ring here at one time. The lake goes way back in there. Wow. Just kind of an odd place. There's a farm right there. There's a farm kind of up on the hill there. You can see like the top of the roof. But yeah, I'm kind of in the middle of nowhere here. So this is the third lake of the day. I planned on doing 5 today, but the 2 other ones are really big, like over 1,000 acres, and it is windy. It is very windy today, and I know how that works out. You pull up to a big lake and it's just too windy, so I'm not going to waste my time driving to those lakes. But yeah, this is Farwell South. Yeah. Like I said, this is kind of an odd place for a lake. It's a reservoir, so I'm pretty sure this will get lowered as the summer goes along. The farmers can pull the water out of this reservoir for their crops. But yeah, it's kind of pretty. It's a pretty lake. Nothing too crazy. Kind of curious to see what it looks like back in there. It is 11:17 in the morning. I'm sitting pretty good on time right now. I think after this, I'm gonna start heading west, because tomorrow it's supposed to rain pretty much all day, like in this area, like north central Nebraska, and I want to get out of here. I didn't plan on staying in this area tomorrow. The chances keep dropping. Like right now it's like 45% rain, and it was like 70 like 2 days ago, but it's supposed to be like super windy. So I don't want to stick around for the wind. After this, I'm gonna start heading west. I have some more lakes kind of in the western, northern, central part of Nebraska. So anyway, I'm talking way too much. I got things to do. Let's go check out this lake. This will be nice. All right, we're off like a dirty shirt. Here we go. Farwell South. I talked to a lady this morning. She says that they call this baby Sherman. And Sherman is a reservoir that I just talked about. It's one of the lakes that I was going to do, but it's too big. Too big, it's too windy. So I mentioned that I was doing Farwell, and she says, oh, We call that baby Sherman. So there you go. Can't help the noise. People are up there working and cutting grass and weed whacking. It does look like a campground. Maybe enough for one tent or a camper. It's kind of on a slope, so it's not really level. Yeah, but it's nice that people take care of this stuff. It's probably the neighbor. They don't get paid to do this. Okay, so check this out. I always see like cottontails that border lakes, but I've never seen them this tall. Look how tall that is. Those things are gigantic. I think that's a cottontail. I don't see the cotton on top, but it's some kind of a variation. But look how tall they are. That's got to be 10 feet. 10 feet tall. Wow. Really tall. That's interesting. Yeah, this is really pretty. And you can kind of tell that they've gotten a lot of rain here. The road here was, some of it was kind of washed out. Lots of ruts, lots of standing water in the gravel roads. So I can kind of tell that this lake recently has had a lot of water. Just by the way the vegetation looks. I know that doesn't make any sense, but yeah, I can tell that this lake has recently gotten a lot of water. Look how pretty this tree is. That's pretty. Wow. I keep on saying lake, but this is actually a reservoir. There is a difference. There's a fence right there in front of us. Wow, and I almost went over it. Can you guys see that? So a rancher has put up a fence. That's his property over there. Looks like a lot of it is underwater, but you can really see it right here as it dips into the water. See how the barbed wire fence slowly dips underneath? That's crazy. Okay, well, this is the end of the line for me right here. Huh. It just caught my eye at the last second. So yeah, that's another indication that the water level is up on this reservoir, because otherwise that fence would probably be, you know, exposed, or a couple of feet you could see across the whole the whole area right there. Also, I can kind of tell the color of the water, kind of a grayish hue to it, and I'm thinking that this lake is normally brown, like a lot of the southeast lakes that I've done, kind of that brownish coffee color. This one has kind of a gray color, which tells me that recently a lot of water has been in this reservoir. A lot of rain, if that makes sense. I'm not making this stuff up. Just from experience, from being on all these lakes, I can kind of tell if it's been exposed to a lot of rain or if it's dry. Well, if it's dry, obviously it's low. But you guys know what I mean. I just kind of find it interesting as I'm doing these lakes. I'm learning a lot about like the ecosystem, you know, like the animals and the way the water flows. I can now tell if there's a certain part of the lake that's low because it has a different color. Like I could be just flying right here going really well, and all of a sudden I can see up ahead there's a different color in the water, and that tells me that it's low, or there's like a sand bank underneath the water and I'm about to hit it. Yeah, this is interesting what I'm doing. Every part of Nebraska has its own little ecosystem and habitat, and everything looks different, you know? And it's actually quite fascinating to see all these different areas and see how everything works together. There's the end of Farwell Reservoir. Looks like it's getting shallow. Right up here I can see some vegetation sticking out. Yep. It's getting shallow. Yeah, this is pretty nice. Kind of a quiet, peaceful lake out in the middle of nowhere. Your typical Nebraska lake. Nothing too exciting. That's a nice building right there in front of us. I like that color. And there's my car, and there's the boat ramp in there somewhere. So this was Farwell South Reservoir in Kelso, Nebraska, or as the locals call it, Baby Sherman. Not sure what I'm gonna do next. Can't do those big lakes today. It'll be too dangerous. So I'm gonna keep on heading west. I need to figure out where I'm gonna stay tonight. I usually have all this planned out, but you know, the weather kind of throws a wrench into everything. So tomorrow I need to be somewhere where there's not raining. There's no rain, no wind. And I think that's west or south. So anyway, thanks for watching, you guys. I always appreciate it. And I'll see you on the next one.